back to the citric acid, salt, and hydrogen peroxide. I've had this running, and I've had this sitting in here for the last 2 days, and with the aerator on. And we've got quite a bit of those salts back now. Those copper salts. And I'm actually really interested to see what this looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this out, and we'll take a look at these contacts. Alright, so here we are. Now, some of these are pretty much done, I would say. They got that salt on there. That won't come off. Well, I'm sure if I put a little HCl in, it would come right off of there, but I don't want to introduce any HCl until I get all of this copper off. But I mean, we got just a couple of them left here. Let's see. You got like that one. It's got just a tiny little copper there. Let's see here. So we got like that one. Hardly any left there. And this one, oh, just a little bit left there on the back. So we'll give this one more go. Shouldn't take too much longer to get the rest of this copper off. The ones that were sweat on definitely have the most copper left. The rest of these, there's a couple of them with some pretty big pyramids left on them, but a lot of these are dang near done. So I imagine a day left, and we should be good to go. Maybe 2 days. So let's get these back in our beaker here. Let's see. Some more citric acid in that bad boy. Do some salt. Just a little bit of hydrogen peroxide. A little bit of distilled water. And stir this bad boy up. Solution is cleared up a bit. All right. Go ahead and put this right in my bubbler. Sweet. We'll come back to it. I don't know, say a day or two. I'll keep an eye on it. If I see any major changes, I'll definitely go ahead and update you. But I think we're going to be pretty much done with this after this batch. All right, we got nice copper insulation. Still pretty light, so we do have quite a ways to go yet. I'm hoping this is the last batch, but there's only one way to find out, right? Well, I'll keep you posted. All right, on that note, I think that the citric acid did what it needed to do. We can see all of these silver contacts have been left alone. I got a tiny, this is the only copper I got remaining right there, that little bit. So the nitric acid will take care of that. I'm not worried about that by any means, but yeah, everything else is gone. So that worked out quite nicely, actually. Kind of time consuming, but if you make a big enough batch, you could probably do it all in one run. Now, that's quite a bit of materials. I'll show you the contacts that I'm kind of referring to when I do this. But yeah, these are all super clean. We've got a little bit of like salt that kind of dried on there. But yeah, all the copper is gone. Sweet. So I'll go upstairs and we'll add this to the collection here of my silver, and we'll go from there. Right, so you have to excuse the background here, doing some home renovating. This is the baby's room. It's going to be the baby's room anyway. So we've cleared everything out. It's all in the living room. So living room is kind of a mess, so I can't sit on the couch. Got a bunch of clothes and storage bins that we would keep in that closet there. And so yeah, this is what we got. All right, so contacts. My hands are dirty. Work was a beast today. So these are our contacts. I would say that worked. I mean, just as intended. We got all the base metals off of there. You know, everything turned out really nice. We have just silver contacts. Now, I don't think they're like 90. I don't think it's sterling or anything along those lines. But you know, 80%. You know, I couldn't tell you that. Maybe what we need to do is get a yield off of these, and we can see exactly what percentage they were. That, or I'll just put them in my sterling bag and do it then. So I just picked up another bracelet for scrap. I already got it scrapped out, took all the gemstones out, and so that should be good chunk, I would say. But onto the contacts I was referring to, which is probably what this would work best with. So the ones that I did were kind of, they're pretty chunky. Let me pour this out here. They're pretty chunky. So these are all my copper ones. I got all of them here, and a handful. So let's see here. Bring it down a little bit. All right. So the contacts I'm kind of referring to, we got these big ones that I just did here, these ones. So you can see they got a pretty decent sized chunk of copper and base metal there. The ones I'm referring to are these ones here. So you can see how thin that copper is in comparison to the contact. Now, I've got a bunch of those. Those are from like little relays and stuff. And I think it would work really well. So like, there's another one for example. See how thin that copper is? I think it would have no problem doing those ones. Matter of fact, I think it would actually probably be better to do those
Another thing I would check out, I'd be interested in checking out if that works better with, is the ones that I drilled out. So we've got the silver contact there, right, with the drilled out rivet. So instead of all that extra copper there, you know, I'm just basically doing that tiny little end of the rivet for that contact. But so maybe I'll do another one with those. But what I think I'm going to do is a bigger batch. I'm going to upscale it a little bit. You know, I'll start with like 20 scoops of citric and 10 scoops of salt. And but I think next run I'm going to do sea salt. I'm going to get like dedicated sea salt, because this doesn't say non-ionized, so that could be part of the problem too. But no, ended up working really well, really well. But I figure if I can get a big enough batch in, like let's say I do the 20 scoops of each, you know, then I can just let it sit in there with the air bubbler and not have to worry about it. You know, as where I was doing it in that little beaker and I kind of had to like keep filling it up. But I think that would work too. Maybe I'll try this next batch without just distilled water. So I'll do distilled water, citric, salt, and the air bubbler instead of, because that would keep costs down even more, right? Just the air bubbler in there. So cool. So as always, thanks again. So I haven't been talking about my Friday videos. So I haven't got a lot of pictures and stuff in for these videos. If you guys are still interested in, you still like that video to see what everybody's doing, let me know, please, in the comments, so I can keep that up. That's where I want to do my giveaways too. You know, and like I said, I know it's just a copper bar right now, but they'll get better. They'll get better as the channel grows, right? So the OGs with me, yeah, you'll see. But again, thank you guys for all the information. I wouldn't be doing this without you. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.